we can support you with your subject teaching, and I'll give you an idea of the professional development that we supply to teachers around the world as well. And then we'll finish by talking about how we can work together with your school and how you can get your hands on our material. And hopefully I'll have left enough time at the end to take some questions. But as I said, I've also have a colleague in support in the chat box as well. So as we go, so please feel free to post any questions in there, and I'm sure we'll pick them up as we go. I'll also flag that some of the slides will have some links in them as well, and I will upload a PDF of the presentation so that you can have all of the links and the access you need at the end of the session as well, and I'll put that in the chat box. And really the aim is to emphasize that we here at Oxford are here to support you and your students with really quality IB publishing and professional development. So I hope that all sounds good, and let's get going in earnest. So let's begin the journey today by talking to you a little bit about the Oxford University Press. And we are the world's largest university publisher, made famous really in a lot of ways by a certain English dictionary that you may or at least may have heard of or at least come across in your time. And OUP is in fact a department of the University of Oxford. And as such, it really means that we're registered as a charity in the UK. And as a charity and as a department of the university, we're driven by a really clear mission to improve the lives of students around the globe through world-class education resources and making them really as widely available as possible. And this also includes the provision of professional development through working with top experts and authors in their respective fields. And like the IB, we are very much mission-led, and we really truly believe that education can make the world a better place, can transform lives, and can realise human potential. And we've been working really very closely with the IB for, it's now been over 20 years now, working with them closely to inspire and to empower and to really try and support the worldwide IB community. And we've really essentially done our best to achieve this by creating IB resources and by providing professional development opportunities to teachers that fully reflects the IB's holistic and I'd almost say very unique approaches to teaching and learning. All of this to ensure that really at the end of the day, IB students are supported and engaged throughout their academic journeys and are therefore ready for really whatever comes after their studies. We also, as I mentioned earlier, we work very closely with expert authors who often come directly recommended by the IB to us. And indeed, over the many years, we've been really very proud to have worked with and currently work with a number of authors who are lead examiners, internal assessment moderators, workshop leaders, and contributors to curriculum reviews, as well as lead educators. So really, essentially, over the last 2 decades, we have really forged a trusted and long-standing relationship with the IB. And really, as a result of this this close working relationship, I'd say, we're proud to say that all of our diploma program course books and now all of our MYP, our middle years titles, are all produced in cooperation with the IB. So we work directly with the IB to produce the resources we do. And this is all a little bit encapsulated by the logo that you have pictured here that is on all of our products. And it really signifies that resources are co-published with the IB, align fully with the IB curriculum so that you can be sure that the content is fully covered. They've passed the IB's rigorous assurance quality process, making sure really that you have high quality and fit for IB standard resources. These were also reviewed by IB subject matter experts, So again, making really sure that they reflect the latest approaches to teaching and learning. And all of this really therefore means that they are fully appropriate for world schools. And here, really on this slide, I've started to begin to speak a little bit about our publishing. So what we'll do now is move on to cover how we can support you here at OUP. So, of course, I imagine that as a group on the call today here, we have a vast array of subject and program teachers. And sadly, time means that I definitely can't go into detail on everything. But what I kind of wanted to do here is just give you a top level view of our portfolio support. So essentially, really, we publish resources for most of the core subjects across the IB continuum. So if we start with the primary years program, so at the primary years, we publish a mathematics series for PYP. And we also publish an enormous array of curriculum agnostic series, so such as the Oxford Reading Tree or the Oxford International Primary Programme. And these really provide comprehensive support for schools where English is taught, where subjects, are taught in English, and the resources are inquiry-based and can be very much adapted and used to support any primary curriculum. So be it, obviously, in our case, the IB or Cambridge or whatever other curriculum you might need. And we obviously provide matching documents to the PYP curriculum to support you with this. So that's sort of our PYP side of things. Then we move up, really, and we move on to where our resources specifically and really uniquely are created to support IB programs. So for the middle years program, the MYP, we publish into the language acquisition, English and Spanish courses. We fully cover mathematics and the science subject groups as well. And at the MYP level, we're really focusing on boosting our support this year. And we have lots of new titles to support the latest framework updates that have been made for first teaching this year. And I'll go into a little bit more detail in a future slide. And then really finally on our journey through the continuum, the final stage is obviously the diploma program, where we publish into all 6 subject groups. So from the languages A and B groups through the core individual and society courses, maths, science and the arts. And obviously importantly also for the DP core courses of theory of knowledge, and the extended essay as well. And really the diploma program has been a major area of focus for us over the years that we've been publishing with the IB. So it's worth really having a quick look at a closer look, I'd say, at the support we have at DP level on this next slide. Sorry, it might be a little bit blurred here, but I think essentially I think we can all appreciate that the diploma level is a very demanding program. It's one where students often need support, and we provide a full package of resources really to assist students on their learning journey and onto and into a successful path to their exams as well at the end. So before starting their diploma program, our support begins with course preparation guides that are intended to help prepare students aged 15 to 16 to meet the demands of the DP program. And these are really great for students coming in from a non-IB background, for example, as they really introduce students to the IB way of teaching and learning. So introducing the conceptual learning, the ATLs, for example. And then following this into during the actual 2 years of DP, our course books are the core textbooks that guide students through the syllabuses. So these really help students gain the understanding of what is expected from their subject studies, whilst also presenting the content in a way that sort of really reflects the philosophy and the approach of the IB. Course books, we also do study guides that help to reinforce the key concepts and to provide a sort of concise topic revision, I'd say, for the more content-heavy subjects, such as economics or philosophy. And these books are very much linked and go with the course books. And finally, on the IB diploma journey for students, we also end on the sort of all-important, of course, high-stakes exams with the IB prepared guides that we develop with the IB, which really provide strategic guidance on assessment and on exam-style opportunities. So, and again, I'll go into the IB prepared in a highlight slide in a very quick second. So I'm just checking the chat box. We're all good. So let's have, before we move on to some highlights, I just wanted to really talk about how, really 2020 has been for many the great online and remote teaching experiment, really. And we've heard from so many teachers this year as to how helpful it is to have a flexible print and online resource during the time of pandemic. So really, I just wanted to flag on this slide, really, to ensure that you have the learning in the format that you need to teach from anywhere, and obviously for your students to learn from anywhere. We do make sure that our books are available in lots of flexible formats. So we have print, we have digital, either enhanced online digital books, or we also do flat ebooks as well. And we also have the third option, which is a blended bundle of both print and enhanced online formats. And these really ensure that you can you have the best of both worlds, essentially. Now, of course, online is a big thing and a big theme this year of remote teaching. And you're probably thinking at this stage, what does he mean by enhanced online book? And to sort of go into that a little bit, our enhanced online books are essentially digital versions of our print books, but with added digital materials and interactive contents that is embedded within them. And they're hosted on a very easy platform to use called the Education Bookshelf. And the interactive content is accessible via clickable icons within the books. And this can obviously, the materials themselves can obviously vary from subject to subject, but essentially we're looking at adding these sorts of materials. So worksheets and activity sheets that really support independent learning. We can embed animations and videos to really bring the subject to life. We have lots of quizzes and revision checks, great for formative and summative assessment. To really check that students have that knowledge and have gained the understanding as you work through. Obviously, exam papers and answers to prepare students for their examinations can be embedded in the digital extras. And then really excitingly for subjects like the language learning subjects, for the group 2 subjects, we can embed audio and listening activities as well at a click. So really, essentially our Oxford enhanced online books are really great for students to get the most from their learning with a sort of more engaging and more interactive experience, whilst also having that, the assurance that they're able to access their material anywhere and at any time as well. It's a little bit difficult, obviously, in a presentation on PowerPoint to give you an idea of how our enhanced books work. But I'm going to give it a go. And here we have basically a page spread, an extract from our new Theory of Knowledge enhanced coursebook. And as you can see by the green arrow on the left-hand side, there's a little icon. And essentially, once this icon is clicked on as you're moving through the book, it will open up a interactive formative quiz opportunity. And this can be completed by the student. So for example, here, there'll probably be 10 questions to work your way through. Again, great for testing how much progress and how much understanding a student has gained throughout the topic or the subunit. And then these little progress quizzes are then also auto-marked at the end and provide a nice ability to be able to review and to recap some of the learning material there. So that's a little bit of a flavour of how our enhanced online books can really support and engage students in their learning. So that's at a top level, and really what I'd like to do now is to move on to having a very quick look at some of the highlights of our publishing that's available to you at the moment. So some of our newer publishing that will support the newer syllabuses. So for anyone at MYP level, we have brand new resources for the 2020 curriculum changes, so for language acquisition and mathematics. And these print and enhanced online books will really, for the languages, will include loads of support for the new language proficiency levels, all of the updated assessment criteria, and lots of other elements. And this is exactly the same for our mathematics books. So again, we're focusing on those new branches of mathematics and all of the extra bits, the problem solving that has been added in, and the enrichment content as well. So plenty of support for anyone looking for resources at a middle years program level. Then we sort of move on to some of the highlights from our diploma program portfolio. And here I just wanted to highlight our mathematics print and enhanced online books, which have been again developed to really provide comprehensive support for the new syllabus that was first teaching in 2019, so in September. And we've published 4 course books to reflect both routes. So the new courses are split into analysis and approaches and applications and interpretations, and also into both levels, so differentiated by standard and higher as well. And these maths books have been, hugely popular. They really ensure that learners are ready to tackle each of the conceptual topics with full coverage of the syllabus. And we've really worked hard on packing the book with plenty of clear explanations, lots of work solutions, and animated worked examples as well, all to really provide a lot of support, or as much support, for productive struggle as possible. And also, obviously, the elements of the new course, such as the mathematical toolkit. Also out this year, we have a DP Economics Enhanced Coursebook available as well. So again, this is a brand new course set for assessment in 2022. And our authors, Jocelyn Blink and Ian Daunton, have really worked on the curriculum review for the economics course, and are also IB workshop leaders. And really, they wrote the new book to help students really to try and become the global citizens who understand the current worldwide issues, such as those related to the environment, inequality and poverty, to really develop an understanding of the concepts and the theories and the nature of economics, and obviously how to analyze and apply and evaluate these, and to appreciate, obviously, that sort of holistically appreciate the exciting and the dynamic nature of economics and the role it plays in the real world. So again, lots of valuable support if anyone's interested in economics with that new course book out at the moment. And as I sort of mentioned in our overview earlier, we also have lots of support for the DP core courses as well. So we go beyond the subject groups at diploma level, and this is a good example of this. As fresh off the press for first teaching this year, we have plenty of support for the new Theory of Knowledge course. And again, here our authors, directly recommended by the IB, Arvin and Maria, worked on the curriculum development for the new 2020 specification. So again, they're really well placed to support with the teaching and learning of the new course with this brilliant course companion, really, that they've set out to write and publish very recently. And again, here, with with theory of knowledge, and I know it's something that every school has to cover, and all students have to complete throughout their diploma program. And for teachers, really, TOK has a huge amount of work. Really, there's a significant workload required to teach TOK, especially around sourcing the real life and the real world examples and the relevant case studies. And this is where our material does a lot of the heavy lifting to alleviate those time-consuming elements, so that you can really focus on the teachings itself. So that's our theory of knowledge coursebook, and really the final sort of highlight in our portfolio, I'm conscious of time a little bit, that we can provide you with support with is obviously around assessment. And I'm sure, I don't need to tell you, but many schools and students across the world really continue to face massive and huge challenges with the pandemic. And learning has been really severely disrupted in so many places around the world. And our course, and of course, and on top of this, we also have a dual route for the May 21 exams. So again, it's sort of an area where DP students at the moment have really more now than ever needed help with self-study guides and with additional support in preparing really for the structure and the requirements of their IB exams and the important internal assessments that are coming up this year and obviously going into next year. And this is really where, as you can see on the screen, our IB Prepared series, which was commissioned directly by the IB with us, really offers unparalleled level of support in terms of providing up-to-date, authentic and authoritative guidance on diploma program assessment. This really through clear explanations of the exam components, strategic tips. They really highlight common errors. They provide exam style questions, exam style practice papers, and sample answers to go along with these. And usually these are written and reviewed by IB exam lead exams for each course. So, again, I'm not going to talk through all of the series, but essentially we publish for most of the courses at DP, from the sciences all the way through to the humanities and to the maths courses as well. So again, really, any school, any teacher, any student, or even any parent really that's looking for assessment support, the IB Prepared series is a very good place to go for that. And also, of course, however, we don't just support schools with resources. We can also work together with your schools to design bespoke professional development packages, both in person and in virtually in a perfect world. But sadly, at the moment, our professional development is only available online. But essentially, over the years, our professional development team really have run sessions around the globe to help IB teachers with their subject level teaching, and for example at MYP with interdisciplinary support as well. And we also have lots of virtual sessions available online on our website, completely free of charge. And these sessions really vary greatly, but obviously tend to offer expert support for the new syllabus releases when they happen, and or practical teaching tips and strategies from leading IB teachers, authors and experts as well. And a good example of the next one of these is that we are doing a free professional development session around theory of knowledge and around how to unlock the potential of theory of knowledge. And so here we're working with expert TOK practitioners, Kate Carrollman and Costa Lekanides. And essentially in this session, for example, they're going to be sharing top tips, ready to go ideas of how to get students engrossed with the subject and the material. And they'll also unpack, how they're treating and how they're teaching the new exhibition, and sharing all of their experiences of teaching a new syllabus in a remote world and distance learning as well. So essentially, with professional development, I really recommend checking out our website and our YouTube channel. And again, all of these slides I can make available, and the links as well. I'll stick that in the chat box at the end. And also, of course, if you are interested in or you would like help from us with putting together a bespoke professional development package, then obviously please do get in touch. And the best way to do so is via your region's educational consultant, which neatly segues me into saying that, if you're listening to this presentation and you're keen to talk to us in a bit more detail around how we can support you specifically, or you're just simply wondering how to get your hands on some of our Oxford IB resources, we essentially have a global team of educational consultants who are really, dedicated to providing you with expert advice, with resources and tailored guidance around your needs. And for your region, and in the region that most of you will be on the call from at the moment, the consultant to contact at the moment is Grace Cahill, pictured here, and the contact details are here as well. And she'd be more than happy and ready to support you anytime with any of your needs that you might have. And then really excitingly, in addition really to our consultants, we are really proud to work very closely with Relod in Russia and across the region. Relod provide access to the world's best educational technologies and books, and they also do professional development and include all of our Oxford IB books. So again, if you wish to order any resources from us for your school, then Relod can really help you here in Russia. And the lovely pictured here, Natalia Vorobieva at Relod will be again very much more than happy to help, I'm sure. Really, that concludes our quick whirlwind session, through our IB list. That gives you a sort of vague idea of how much support there is available to you. And obviously, you'll all have individual needs depending on what you're teaching and depending on what level you're teaching at. But we're here to support with lots of expertise across the board anytime you do need it. So, please do reach out anytime. Quickly, just in finishing, I've also added a few links to some of our channels. So, do stay in touch, do keep up to date with us here at Oxford on all of the usual social channels, and all the links will be in the slides for you as well. And to be honest, that brings me to the end of the session. And I really hope you enjoyed it, and it definitely leaves us, it's about 12:02, I think we had till 10 past, so it leaves me with any questions that anyone might have who's on the session at the moment. Unfortunately, I don't speak Russian, so any questions would be great. But I'll give anyone 5 minutes or so. I can stay on the line and answer any questions you might have if you have any specific needs or anything like that. That's very kind of you to say thank you. It was a pleasure. And thank you to you, Galina.
Thank you, Ferdinand. Your presentation is very informative and very helpful, because now it's time for starting of ordering process for next academic year, and your information is very interesting. Thank you very much.
Oh, that's a real pleasure, Galina, and I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Have a lovely day.